I tell you what I don't have time for. Don't have time for the foolery, like the freezing and the audio issues. It's really starting to tink me off a little bit. But anyways, title of my room. This isn't my morning show. This is one of those refreshing topics that make you feel like, oh, but then maybe it could. You just don't know. Depends on what you're listening to. And I have something I truly want to get off my chest. Oh, look, my show is on my show. All right, so you know what I've noticed with a lot of people? Do you know what a call to action is? I'm giving an example. Call to action is when you um, want someone to do something. Like you have a business, right? And you want people to, like, this is the foolery. I'm trying not to curse today. Sometimes it just requires a hard F. Like, what are we doing on social media? Like, when people say, I don't care about people liking me or support, that's a motherfucking lie. Excuse my language, because we wouldn't even be on here. Okay, so what a call to action is when you want someone to support your business or you do something, you'd be like, go click on this, go this, and that. Bam, somewhere to go, right? What I'm saying, where I'm taking this is where common sense should have taken us a long time ago. We're going to talk a lot about common sense and critical thinking. And if you do no research, you do no homework, then you're indoctrinated and you will stay indoctrinated. These are facts. So why don't you wake up and stop waiting for these people to live your life for you and tell you what to do next and get a fucking clue. Okay, you're welcome. So let me carry on. So, call to action. You have to be very careful of the things you allow yourself to listen to, right? Because you know what I notice about some people? They'll bring the most detrimental topics to people. I'm gonna start with racism and say some stuff. They'd be like, oh, they're trying to kill us. Oh, the white man's this. Oh, he's trying to do this. Oh, he's doing that. They've been wanting to take us out and all this stuff, right? Okay. What is your call to action? Do you just get people worked up? Because I saw that shit pop off right before the whole um like when the virus was being like talked about here and there, and it was saying, oh, it's made for to take these people out and this and that. They're trying to do this and that. Not saying it's right or wrong. Not saying if it's truthful or not, because you know what I mean. I don't tell anybody. I allow people to go do the work themselves. You want to be indoctrinated, and when I call indoctrinated is when you allow someone else to tell you information versus you go and then you let same people tell you, "Do you do your own research?" The fuck, yeah. You know what I'm saying? How the mindset, you got people cracking jokes like, you doing your own research? Yeah, dumbass, doing my own research. That's what they teach you in school. I mean, people that say I don't even talk to. I can't I refuse to entertain myself with dumb people. I said it. I said it. Cause we gotta stop being too what's too nice these days. I just sit back and let dumb people just be dumb. I would be doing them no justice. If I allowed them just to keep like, are you serious right now? Like, who else am I supposed to get it from? Oh, I'm supposed to go listen to the doctor. That same one from years ago that fucked up that other shit. Got it. Do your homework, people. The same people used that present themselves and stand right in front of you have a fucking history. History is important. If you don't think so, then you're gonna keep the cycle going because we've been here before. This is a test. You are welcome. But let me go ahead and talk about this call to action. Pay attention to what people don't tell you. You stir up, you can bait people to get them to have ideas in their head about another culture or a race or saying they're trying to kill you. Okay, let's just say these were true. And not saying that they're not. See what I'm saying? What would you advise people to do about it is the question. Do you want people to get angry and go out here and just start attacking or doing something? A call to action is what would you have them do? You can't go around giving truth to people or bringing up these because people, we are creatures, emotional creatures. No way you cut it. You can be the most, I don't give a fuck, attitude all you want to, nigga. You're emotional. You're emotional. You can't freaking get a run away from it. You have emotions. These are human. You're human. If you're not, unless you're a robot. And you notice, talk to Siri's, talk to these AIs, they'll tell you. I ask questions. I'm very intuitive and I'm very like I ask questions about questions. You know what I mean? I don't believe that all these books you put in front of me are presentable. I don't believe dictionaries are going to tell me everything. They change them every day. Look at the dates. How many dictionaries are there? There's like over 20 different. You got your thesaurus. You got I know different types of. educate myself because I know who the enemy is. Enemy has lied to me. So that means you got to start all over again, brand new, and be willing to receive and accept. Because if not, and if you have children, then all you're doing is saying, welcome to the indoctrination. If you're putting them right back in the same damn education that you've been complaining about for decades. Anyways, call to action. You can't just go around telling people, but this is how you decipher what they're trying to do. Some people like to bait people and get them all hyped up, go out there and commit war and all that stuff and flip over. And this is a really good way to find out if so. When you want to help somebody, you just don't put, and I noticed this right in the beginning before this whole virus thing got out of control and to talk about it, was when people were giving information to other people, they weren't helping them with the emotion. You would drop it off and be like, "This is imagine somebody says they're trying to kill you." You're like, "What? Where? What should we do?" But you do nothing. You just keep putting that in people and getting them worked up, and then bam, and it was like that's gonna happen. I said, I don't think that's a really educated way of informing people, because what do you want them to do when you give them this information? What kind of guidance? Like, what are you expecting? And there's intentions for everything. Like with me, that's why I give you the path. Like, I educated myself all day long. This is how I was born and bred. Okay, that's why you can't really taint or change my mind, because I know who the fucking enemy is. You know what I mean? And I have no choice not to know because I have a child. You know what I mean? If people truly knew what was going on, they wouldn't be feeding their kids the same shit we've been feeding them for years. You wouldn't be talking the same way you talk. You'd be putting feet to the ground. Plain and simple. They're already trying to eliminate human beings as it is. So what do we do now? Just sit back and wait, right? Taking us off online. I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck? So what I'm saying is, be mindful of the information that you are. Don't be that person that lets somebody's information get you so riled and worked up that you run out to this world and do some ignorant stuff with these two words, V and non-V. Stop using that. It just dehumanizes. That was never anybody's vocabulary to now. Indoctrinated. If you use those words, I don't fucking use them. You're a mindset of indoctrination. That dehumanizes people. It dehumanizes people. We don't see people for people, but we don't understand each other either the way some people are raised. Like, some people feel like they don't have to understand. For instance, I know that somebody that is racist was didn't pop out the womb racist. Hatred is taught. But if you were just talking about talking and not talking about solutions, then you're wasting your fucking breath. Like, nobody cares about your personal like opinions when you really think about it. It's like solutions. And if you just talk, then you're played out at this point. Like, I don't want to mess with people that's ready to like do the damn thing and that's willing to put feet to the ground. And if you're not like that, we don't need to roll. Like, we can love and we can but that's where I stand. You can stand where you want to stand. I have a daddy. I don't need anybody to tell me where to go, how to put it, when to do it. I had a dad, well, rest in peace, and a mother. They did a fine job. So when it comes to that and teaching me how to think for myself and how to understand that you got to teach yourself, you have to research. I can't understand the foolery, the dumbness of some people. I've said it. I just can't hold back anymore. And I'm the nicest person, but I'm going to nicely tell you the truth. And what I'm saying is, if nobody has a great call to action for you, be mindful of the message, because that's just like me saying they're trying to do this to you, they're trying to do that to you, but no call to action. You know what I mean? Like, say, for instance, because I'm passionate about children, pay attention to the food we eat. I was just talking to somebody the other day. I talk to real people, you know what I mean, that actually go through these things. I have friends all over the country. I don't just have fans or listeners. My listeners come and hit me up in other social media and say, come on over, let's kick it, let's listen to music. You know what I mean? So I have a listener audience base where we talk about real life. They're from India, they're from Japan, they're from China, they're from Ghana, Nigeria. That's when people be trying to talk to me about stuff around cut. Be like, you don't have no idea what you're talking about. None whatsoever. You heard that from CNN. You know what I mean? Or your friend, your neighbor. Regurgitated information. You did no homework yourself. Don't let people tell you you don't have a mindset and then say, go to school, get education. I'm like, what the fuck? You say, go to school, get education, but as soon as you try to use your own thinking, then they tell you, no, you need to go to a therapist. You don't know. how to think for yourself or your stuff. The more you give your thinking and your control to people, that's indoctrination. God gave you some senses. They took it from you. Like I said, when someone has a message for you, make sure that they have some kind of call to action. Even if they say go out and at least you know what their intentions were. You know what I mean? For me, when I talk about parents and this food that we just keep pumping in our kids' bodies and saying, well, it's been working. No, it ain't been working. When you wonder why they got these diseases or attention span, wake the fuck up. You know what I mean? But what's the call to action? Educate yourself. Educate them so they'll know how to feed themselves. I mean, or shut up. Stop complaining about the educate. Well, we need this and that, and then you send them right back into it without an extra effect. You know what I mean? My son is not. Trust, I did the damn thing already. So what I'm saying is, if you give a shit about the next generation, we need to work as a fucking team. I used a lot of f bombs today, and I feel good about it because I'm not perfect. Sometimes you got to give them a hard F. You're welcome. And I know YouTube is good at canceling YouTube. I don't give a fuck. Until next time, peace.